health experts, and our local staff, but we will submit it up. Now, I'm not sure what response we'll get, but we will be the conduit to summarize all your information and submit it to DHH.
One question, are any of the caverns that are being mined or have been mined, or any of those underneath Highway 7?
I don't have that information.
None of them are under the.
Not on the Highway 70 from what I've seen.
All right, I want to, one more question, then we'll wrap
I have
up.
a question. Is there a blueprint or a schematic or anything from the initial collapse of the dome where the fissure cracks are? All the cracks in the bedrock, caprock, right?
I don't think there's any blueprint or subsurface blueprint as to where the fissures or there would be
The
any
reason
cracks
why I'm
in
asking
subsurface.
is, there is something, this natural gas is gonna find the least point of resistance. And it's coming up, and obviously, these bubbles started in one location and they're moving all over the place. If you don't have a blueprint of what that is, this could be 20 miles away.
Yeah, I agree, and the blueprint we're trying to use, we're trying to map the bubble location, because initially, if you remember initially, they thought it'd be a pipeline, because it was in the vicinity of pipeline. And maybe it followed some pipeline issues. But you're right, what we're trying to do is map the bubble location to see what would be driving it. If it's coming from this location, what's driving it to the other locations?
This thing could be going on for years, not that I know you're gonna bend. So what I'm saying is this thing could go on for many years out in a lot of different directions. And as portions of this dome keep collapsing and it getting shallower and shallower, then you're gonna have some of these getting larger and larger. And my estimate from what he said about 1,600 feet, you're talking about a tremendous amount of tonnage that fell the first time, approximately May 30th. Okay? And then the sinkhole showed up. So this dome is going to continue to collapse, and everything gets shallower and shallower. And my concern is, are these cracks in some areas going to get bigger and bigger and extend further?
I mean, we do some seismic monitoring on the dome, that's being done, and then this cavern is showing a collapse. We've got these logs that are being done and being processed. Some of those logs can show fissures and cracks. Obviously, the alluvial aquifer, we believe, the gas has migrated into the alluvial aquifer. It is probably what's transporting the gas through. That is where we're focusing to map this, see where those high points are, remove the materials safely, work back towards that source, and take care of the problem and continue to monitor the whole area from a subsidence standpoint.
Is there an idea of how many cubic feet of natural gas?
That's the purpose for putting in these observation wells.
Until we know the source.
How far out are we going to test the aquifer? It seems like we need to go further out than where we're going.
The question is, how far are the experts going to be going out to try to do geoprobe?
But it seems like we need
to
to
try
go
to
further
test the
out.
aquifer.
Well, we did some well search survey, and we took the logs, and we tried to find out where the top of the aquifer was. We know it's from 90 feet at the shallow part all the way to about 150. We did that in about a 1 mile radius. Now we're expanding that further out to get a regional, but we don't have as much data in some of these more remote areas. We're still trying to just cap it a little wider.
And they're testing water wells within a 5 mile radius. And I think, based how far are you approximately from? About 4.5 miles at Little Grand Bayou. So that was one of the ones tested. So in a 5 mile radius, they're testing registered water wells as well as any person that has a water well that may not be registered, or at least who's contacting us with any problems.
The quick